In this video, we're going to show you how to install the AC suction hose, also known as the AC low side hose, on your Volvo XC60 located under your hood. Now, before tackling this job, you want to go ahead and have this AC system professionally evacuated before opening up the system. With the hood open, go ahead and locate your AC line you're going to be replacing. In order to remove this here, we need to remove the air intake tube. So follow this up to the clamp. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this here. You can use a flathead screwdriver, or you can use your 7mm socket. Just loosen it. Now, if you follow this all the way down to the front, down to the throttle body, there's going to be another clamp down there. Let's go ahead and loosen that one. Okay, pop that off there, and then we're just going to wiggle it off the throttle body down below. There it is. Just slide that up and out. Now, if you follow the AC lines around, it's going to come to this little plastic clamp. We want to go ahead and loosen and remove the screw. It's a T25 Torx bit. Remove that, pull off the front portion of the clamp, and set it aside. Using our 13mm socket, going to use a deep socket here, and a ratchet. I'm going to go ahead and loosen that nut. Loosen and remove that nut. I'm going to grab that hose and just gently wiggle it and pop that off. Now, you might hear a small little hiss coming from the system, even though it's been evacuated. There it is. I'm just going to set that right there. All right, just follow the line down here. And it might be resting inside this little cradle right here. Just kind of pop that up and out. Now, to access the other end of that line, you need to get down inside here. So it's right behind your power steering reservoir. So this simply pulls up, and we're going to tuck it off to the side, like so. And it's going to want to spring back because you have the hose attached to it, but you're going to pull it off and access inside there. Now, we're going to use our shallow head 13 on a regular ratchet, push our power steering reservoir over. Then reach down there, remove that nut. And there it is. I just need to reach down here and grab that line. I'm going to reach down here in front of the intake and grab that hose as well as the other end here and wiggle this out. We just need to separate that O-ring from there. And there it is. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and lift this back up. I'm going to pop this reservoir back in and wiggle this hose, maneuver it up and out. So you want to pay attention of how it's routed. It goes underneath that power steering line. There we go. Now, before we install this here, I'm going to go ahead and put some PAG oil on this O-ring seal here. Now we're going to go ahead and snake this through. feed that underneath that power steering hose line there. Now we're going to pull that reservoir up and out again. Get our hand in there. I'm just kind of maneuver this reservoir around so we can get that hose connected. Okay, it's on the stud. All right. So we have that pressed on. Go ahead and get that nut installed there. Now, one of the key things when you're installing your AC lines is you want to make sure that the flange itself is flush up against any connection, whether it's the AC condenser or a junction block like this here, anywhere. You need to make sure that it's flush when you go to tighten it down. If it's crooked, you're going to end up with a leak, and, well, you're going to end up losing that charge, and, well, it's going to cost you more money to fix and then go back and recharge your system again. So do it once, do it right, take your time. Now at this point here, we're just going to snug this down. All right, once that bottoms out, just give it a little bit more. It just needs to be snug, doesn't have to be super tight. Let's go ahead and put our reservoir back up in place, and let's go ahead and run our hose over. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that you run your line in the proper location. So this hose here needs to run underneath the other line. I'm going to bring this over. Before we press this in, let's put some PAG oil on that O-ring, just as we did on the other side. That just helps that O-ring slide on and seat. We install this here. You want to make sure that the line itself pops into the plastic retainer here, and then line up this here with the stud and push that in. Go ahead and install the nut. Once again, make sure that the flange is flush all the way around and snug it down. Once it bottoms out, a little bit more, that's it. Install our bracket. We'll get our clamp on with our screw. And once you have that in several threads, we're going to go ahead and snug that down. Go ahead and gently snug that down. Feed our air intake tube down onto our throttle body. Pop the air intake tube onto the throttle body. Then we can install the upper onto the air box. And let's go ahead and tighten everything down. We'll tighten down the lower clamp on the throttle body first. Snug that down gently. And then we'll go ahead and do the same for the top. Now at this point here, our line is installed. You want to go ahead and bring it back to the shop and have the AC system recharged.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.